Hi guys, good morning to you. It's here at the airport in LaGuardia, New York, heading to Ottawa this morning. I'm sure you know that the world is still mourning Professor Pius Adesanmi, and today in Ottawa, a memorial will be taking place to honor him. So I'm heading to Ottawa. I typically don't even want to announce this, but I just have to do that because Pius remains an enigma. You know, he's a good friend of mine and a good friend of a lot of people. And in whichever way we can honor him and make the world know about his great life, we must continue to do that. I was supposed to be taking a short break, then be with family and catch up on things that I've missed over the last 1 year. And this particular disaster did hit with Pius, sudden death, in that ill-fated Ethiopian airliner that crashed. And so I just wanted to say hello, good morning to you guys. It's pretty early here. It's 5:09 is what it is in New York City. So I'm at the airport at LaGuardia Airport, heading first to Toronto and then later to Ottawa. And I just want to keep you guys informed about my movements. So I come to love keeping in touch with all of you, talking to you about how things are going on in Nigeria in the last 1 year, and I miss all of that. I miss all of that, and I want you guys, wherever you might find yourself, please continue to put Pius Adesanmi's family in your thoughts and prayers. It's one of the hardest things that can happen to anybody, to lose such an amazing young man in his prime. I didn't even know until his death that I was a year older than him, born the same month of February. He was born 1972 and I was born 1971. I used to think that he's the older guy because he's taller. If you met him before, he's tall. He's got an infectious way of talking to people. So thank you guys. Those of you who are participating, I've seen events in Abuja, in Lagos, and seen in Ibadan. I heard there's going to be an event in London, organized, I think, by Kayode Gundamisi. So wherever there might be an event, please try and partake in it. If you can't get to an event, please leave a message on the message boards. There are a number of memorial platforms that's been created for him. I heard in Ottawa, a memorial fund, his name has been put together. He has family, has a wife, and 2 kids. They all need your support. So that's where I'm headed this morning. I'm heartbroken. I'm still really heartbroken because it happened that I spoke to him 2 weeks before the election. He called me, as he often would do, and he had some words. And so he told me some things, which is something I will, something I will disclose maybe in the future. But I'm still heartbroken just thinking about, what this guy went through in that plane crash. It's terrible. And it looks like this month of March is, you guys have heard about the Ides of March. So this month of March has been terrible. We lost Pius. We had that building collapse that killed a lot of kids in Lagos. Another building collapse that had happened in Ibadan yesterday. You look at the whole world around us. What happened in New Zealand. It's been one hectic match for everybody. So I just hope you guys are holding tight and taking care of yourselves and don't don't feel bad. Just make sure that you keep your heads high and ensure that you're fine. Continue to support him. Continue to do what is right, and continue to also take it back. So that's why I'm here this morning. If you are in Ottawa, you can come to the memorial. If you're watching us and you're anywhere near that city of Ottawa in Ontario, I think, in Canada, it's 1 p.m. today to come around and honor Pius, and I'll be in that city overnight as well. So that's the reason I'm traveling today. Yeah. So yes, thank you so much. Any moment from now, I think we'll be boarding the flight to Toronto. I will try the best I can to keep you guys updated. I'm hoping to stream the memorial live from when I get there. Hopefully there are no flight delays and I make it there on time. I will stream this live, so this is particularly dedicated to Pius, my very good friend Pius. I haven't been able to write anything. I just haven't been able to get myself together to even talk about him. It's when this kind of disaster hits you, you go through a lot of emotions. I think there's a particular psychological description of what you go through, and one of it is denial. It's like you just hope that, in fact, when this happened and Rudolph Okonkwo had called me, I was in Lagos and I was about to board the flight to New York. I was
your passport to gate D7.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Copeland, Jeffrey Luker, Albert Chow, Justin Young, Sammy Hu, Sherry Hu, Bondi Hu, Amanda McKellen, Dara Gihan Weaver, Jin Zen, Angelica Anna,
Sorry,
Rena Strafield,
I'm trying to listen to the announcement.
Christina Sarmido,
The flight is announcing passport verification, so
Leah Lubin,
yeah.
Mark Leeson, Hannah.
Anyways,
Cooper.
so
Please proceed with your passport to gate D7 for verification.
when Mr. Rudolph Okonkwo called me and told me, I was saying to him that I just hope, and I hope that this is not true. I know Pius, he's someone who loved to just watch and listen to everybody ranting, going crazy. And then he writes a nice memo and send it out about how great it is to be loved, So I was hoping that would come out, We were doing the calculation between where he was supposed to be and where the plane crashed, and so now on with adding and subtracting time and saying, he's still supposed to be in, on his way to Ethiopia, and especially considering that he said he missed his flight. He almost missed the flight, so nobody knew how he got on that flight. Everybody thought he missed the flight. He's written to people, sent text messages saying, he's upset that he's missing his flight. So that's where we are now. But we've lost him, and he's not going to come back to us. But we owe him a duty to just continue to remember his life. He lived a great life. He lived the kind of life he loves. And, if you see everything he wrote, everything he's been saying, including in his column in the Tribune, I was one of his publishers for the longest time. When he started calling injury time, I was aware of when he had an accident in Nigeria. We were doing the campaigns and he called me and said, look, I almost died in an accident. I even offered to see him at the airport, but he said as far as he was concerned, he was wondering what's anybody still doing with Nigeria. It's like Nigeria is hopeless. But then the moment he recovers, he started writing about Nigeria again and getting worried about Nigeria. So that's Pius for you. Anyways, guys, we will continue to remember him. No, nothing to feel bad about him. I'm sure he lived a great life, and he predicted even his death. If you look at the book of Psalm he put up when he was about to board the plane that crashed, you know that he had strong premonition. And a friend of ours said that he called him recently to a meeting and said, he doesn't think he will live to be 50. His body's feeling somehow. Everything about him pointed to the fact that he knew he was going to die, and he prepared for it. His postings, his demeanor, his humor, everything pointed to the fact that he knew he would die, yeah. So, thank you so much, guys. I'm going to be heading to Canada any moment from now. A flight's being called any moment from now. We'll be boarding very shortly. When we do board, I will figure out how to keep in touch. And if you don't hear from me before we take off, probably you hear from me when we get to Toronto and subsequently Ottawa. So I want to thank everyone. I want to thank a friend of mine who hurriedly put together accommodation there for me in Ottawa. It was a last minute thing, and we had to make some last minute arrangement. Thank you, Deji, for arranging accommodation for me in Ottawa. So please, wherever you may be, don't forget Pius Adesanmi. If you hear of any event in your city near you, please attend his memorial. If you can't do so online. There's a memorial fund for him. You can also support that to support his family. And to keep his memory and legacy alive.
This morning, ladies and gentlemen, we had a completely full flight, and we're still seeking volunteers to check rollerboard bags to your final destination. You pick your bags up on the carousel. If you volunteer to check the bag that you'll get prior to boarding, we'll board immediately after Zone 1. If during our boarding process, which we will this morning, run out of overhead bin space, we are going to be checking rollerboard bags to your final destination, and we're going to pick them up on the carousel. We do have a sizing device here at the gate. If your bags are too tall, if they are too bulky, if you have more than 2 pieces, taking on board any additional bags will be gate checked. If the bags are bulky and do not fit, we will be gate checking those bags to your final destination. You'll pick them up on the counter.
Alright guys, we've been called to board now, and I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you so much. Good morning.
If it fits, it goes on. If it doesn't, we're